What is going on, New York Knicks fans? A huge story dropped about Kristaps Porzingis a few days ago, and I was waiting until all the details came out before I made a video on it. And not all the details are out yet. I mean, it's only been 2 days, and I'm sure more and more stuff will leak. And who knows if it's true? In this country, you're innocent until proven guilty. I'm not going to accuse him of being guilty. As of now, he is just being accused. But before I get into the story, we'll talk about the basketball perspective. Porzingis, of course, was the greatest Knick drafted by the team since 1985 when they drafted Patrick Ewing. And all the Knicks fans loved him. They did. They thought well, not all, but most. And they thought he was going to be a big part of this team's future. One of the leaders that brought this team back to prominence. And when he was traded that day, I was going nuts. I'm sure most Knicks fans were going nuts. We didn't expect it. It came completely out of left field. It wasn't like Odell Beckham when you were getting rumors and people thought he could potentially be traded. I mean, you got the rumor and 10 minutes later he was gone. Like, it was crazy, you know, and now that this story has came out, it kind of makes some sense that this probably is a big reason why he was traded. And maybe he's not guilty. Maybe the Knicks don't know if he's guilty or not, but they may have not wanted to deal with the media storm, and maybe they didn't think Porzingis handled it the right way. Who knows? Or maybe they think he's guilty. Maybe they think he's going to jail. And they got rid of him. And this makes me think, when they first traded him, we all thought it was because of injury concerns, and that maybe they didn't want to sign him to a max contract because they were worried that the guy wasn't going to hold up long term. And that certainly could still have played a major role and been the reason that they traded him. But I think this at least played a part in why they traded him. And now that this has happened, I am glad that they got rid of this guy. Because I would have found it very hard, if it's true, to root for a team whose best player or second best player, whatever it was, once everything transpired, was an accused rapist. I mean, I would have found it very hard to root for that. So, hopefully none of this is true. I mean, to me, rape is probably the worst crime an individual could commit. It's either that or murder. It's disgusting. It's horrible. And hopefully it's not true. You know, hopefully she's just looking to get some money and whatever it is. But as the story goes is, the night that Kristaps Porzingis tore his ACL, he came back to his apartment, and late that night or early the next morning, I think it was at 2 a.m., the 29-year-old female who remains nameless, lived in the same apartment building as him, knocked on his door, came to him with, I think, a notebook and was asking for an autograph, supposedly. He let her in, and then he forcibly had sex with her. And then disgusting words came out. He called her a slave and a bitch and everything else. And then she later went on to say that she actually enjoyed the rest of her time with him after that took place. She stayed at his apartment until 11 a.m., and he felt remorseful. He felt apologetic. And he came out and said, I'm going to offer you $68,000 to pay for your brother's tuition, according to her. And then she states that he signed a contract and everything else, and that is where Porzingis disputes that. She then later went on to say in the coming weeks she was getting upset because he was being cordial, but he was kind of ignoring her text. She was sending him photos and I guess trying to get with Porzingis again because she enjoyed the time. Obviously didn't enjoy being raped, but she wanted to see maybe if something could come from it, and he was ignoring it, and she was getting upset. And then she went to the Knicks when she says that she was not getting any traction on receiving the $68,000 for her brother before going to the police and making it a public matter. She's a Knicks fan. She went on to say she felt bad. She didn't want to bring any harm to the team. So she went to the Knicks, and then they handled it in-house, and I guess they interviewed Porzingis and talked about the matter. And they then said to themselves, they came out and said that they think it's extortion, they don't believe in it, and they said this is a matter between you and Porzingis. So I do think this played a role in the trade, because I can't imagine Porzingis being in New York and this coming out. I mean, it would have been a bombshell, it would have been crazy. And it still could be true, it definitely could be true, and hopefully everything works itself out, and if he did do it, I hope he spends the rest of his life in jail. I don't care that he's this big basketball player, millionaire. I don't tolerate that nonsense. But if it's not true, I mean, this woman's just looking for some money. So we'll find out. But it's a disgusting story if it is. And I don't know. It sounds a little skeptical to me, the fact that he had an ACL injury. You're claiming that I mean, if I had an ACL injury, I'm not going to want to be having sex for a while. I'm going to be laid up in my bed and, probably not looking to do that night. But, everybody's different. Maybe he's got a crazy sex drive. I don't know. But, everybody's different, like I said. But who knows? Maybe the story is true. And if it is true, he should go to jail. I just wanted to get a video up on it, start a little conversation, get your guys' take on it. I'm glad he's gone, because I would not have wanted to root for this guy in a New York Knicks uniform. with these allegations coming out. It would have been a huge distraction to the team. It probably would have deterred free agents from wanting to come to the Knicks. The Knicks probably also looked at it that way as well. So this is now Cuban's problem. And then the other thing that came out was the Mavericks now claim that they were not told that he was being accused of rape before the trade. They were told that there was an extortion case. They said the word rape was never used. So do we know? You know, who knows? Who knows what was said? Trade's done, though. He's a Maverick now. We don't got to worry about it. I hope everything works out. I hope the legal process handles it properly. But as a Knick fan, I'm just happy he's gone at this point. I mean, it would have been a mess. Hopefully, use that cap space in free agency properly. We bring in Durant. Hopefully we get the ping pong balls. We get Zion Williamson, and the Knicks have a bright future. And that's what I'm looking forward to. And I'm going to pick up the Knick content a lot more after the NFL draft. I'm really looking forward into getting back into the basketball content in early May and throughout free agency and the draft. And, you know, we'll take it all the way up to early to mid-July before we do Summer League as well, and then start to prep back up for the NFL. But I just want to get a quick video up on this. I wanted to get your guys' take. Let me know in the comments below what you think about this whole story and where do you think it's going to go. As always, if you like what you watch, please subscribe. Drop a comment. Maybe give me a little thumbs up. Cheers.